Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're taking a virtual tour through the dusty, blood-soaked streets of a place famous for its outlaws, but honestly, completely infamous for its ghosts. We're talking about Tombstone, Arizona. You know, the town too tough to die. Whether you're a diehard believer in the paranormal or you just love a really good, spine-tingling historical tale, Tombstone has absolutely earned a rock-solid reputation as one of the most haunted destinations in the American Southwest. So let's unpack the gritty history behind those enduring legends.
Which brings us to a really fascinating question. What exactly makes a town haunted? We're going to explore how the genuine, gritty history of this Wild West town just naturally fuels these enduring paranormal legends. Because these aren't just fabricated campfire stories, right? They're deeply rooted in century-old hotels, historic buildings, and those creepy old cemeteries. It's that rich, authentic history that continues to draw intrigued visitors from all over the globe.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, The Town Too Tough, a Chaotic Boom.
So back during the 1880s silver boom, hundreds of people literally flooded into Tombstone seeking their fortunes. But, it wasn't just a place of wealth. It was an environment completely defined by rampant lawlessness, endless gambling, and just severe frontier violence. Add to that the devastating outbreaks of disease, and man, you have a perfect recipe for tragedy. A lot of those fortune seekers met very sudden, very tragic ends. This volatile mix of rapid growth and sudden death, that is the absolute foundation of why Tombstone is so steeped in ghostly lore today.
Moving right along to Section 2, the OK Corral Shootout.
Okay, the OK Corral. This is the site of that incredibly famous 1881 gunfight involving the Earp brothers and Doc Holliday squaring off against the Clantons and McClarys. Now, really think about this for a second. The actual shootout lasted less than 1 single minute. Less than 60 seconds, yet that brief explosion of violence permanently cemented itself in American history. It is literally the quintessential Wild West moment. But what's truly fascinating is what happens at the OK Corral today. Paranormal enthusiasts and everyday tourists alike constantly claim to experience unexplained cold spots, sightings of fleeting shadowy figures, and, that distinct unsettling sensation that someone is watching them. The big question for anyone visiting is, well, are these experiences genuinely paranormal, or is it simply the massive psychological weight of standing on the exact dirt where such a dramatic, deadly event went down? You kind of have to decide that one for yourself.
That leads us to Section 3, the Bird Cage Theater.
So the Birdcage Theater opened in 1881, right in the absolute thick of the mining boom, and it operated around the clock. We're talking a 24/7 gathering place that was a theater, a gambling hall, and a saloon all rolled into one. This was the beating heart of Tombstone for miners and cowboys looking to blow off some steam. But it was also incredibly dangerous. Legend says that over its years of operation, dozens of people actually lost their lives right inside the building.
And honestly, that 24-hour party atmosphere, it really seems to linger today. Employees and visitors regularly report hearing unexplained footsteps, disembodied voices, phantom laughter, and even the sounds of music playing when the building is completely empty and quiet. Guests touring the theater often report encountering shadowy figures or getting the chilling feeling that they're just not alone. It's almost as if the 24-hour party from the 1880s never actually stopped. Wild, right?
Let's jump into Section 4, Saloons and Historic Graves.
What's really cool is how each meticulously preserved historic landmark in Tombstone has developed its own specific anecdotal paranormal calling card over the decades. Take Booth Hill Graveyard, for example. It's the final resting place for early residents and victims of frontier violence. Its paranormal claim to fame? People constantly capture mysterious anomalies in their photographs out there. Then we've got Big Nose Kate's Saloon, named after Doc Holliday's longtime companion. Here, employees and guests report unexpected object movement and unexplained sounds. That creepy feeling someone is nearby when the room is totally empty. Finally, check out the Crystal Palace Saloon, a historic landmark right on Allen Street. Late in the evening, visitors have actually claimed to see figures fully dressed in period clothing and heard unexplained noises. Each location literally gives us a totally different flavor of the unexplained.
Finally, let's look at Section 5, the truth behind the tales.
So why does this particular town continue to capture the global imagination so fiercely? I mean, it inspires countless guided ghost tours. Well, the answer really lies in a perfect balance. On one hand, we have authentic frontier history. We're talking carefully preserved streets, real pioneers, restored museums, and stagecoach rides where you are literally walking the same streets as Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday.
But perfectly intertwined with that are enduring paranormal legends, historic hauntings, and folklore passed down through generations. These two sides don't compete, they completely complement each other. The tangible history is exactly what makes the ghost stories feel so plausible. A lot of visitors find that learning about the real people who lived and died here is just as mesmerizing as the ghost stories that surround them.
And that brings us to our final thought. Tombstone creates an atmosphere unlike anywhere else. Whether you visit specifically to search for the unexplained, or you just want to experience a beautifully preserved slice of Arizona's Wild West history, it offers an unforgettable journey into the past. So when you walk those dusty streets, stand in the OK Corral, or listen closely in the quiet of the Birdcage Theater, will you leave with a ghost story of your own? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. And hey, keep questioning the history around you.